Good afternoon once again, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to CRL, where it is entirely possible that here at the Hungarian Grand Prix we could take a 6th consecutive race victory. On pole is Huzo, next to us is Pingashelva. We've got guys like Danielson and of course STYLN somewhere behind on the grid. We got a really good start though from P2 and already overtake Huzo down towards turn 1 and should be able to quite easily retain that lead out of it. As yep, it looks very much so like we've done that. Position is swapping back in P3. By lap 3 we've extended our margin. Huzo still second and STYLN has moved up to P3. And we do have a little bit of a Larry moment there, but managed to save it and continue in the lead with roughly a 2.5 second lead over the guys behind a pack of 3. And by lap 8 it's time for us to pit, and STYLN is the only car that's really stayed with us, having overtaken both Huzo and Danielson at some points. Andre also moving up to P3. We fit the prime tyre, and 2 laps later we take the lead back as 2 cars enter the pits to fit the option tyre though, and that's STYLN there, and he has the advantage of the softer compound tyre at this stage, so holding him off will be quite a task. And let's see how long it takes him to catch up. This is the outlap for him, and we've gone a little bit wide there, and what's the gap? 0.4. So it looks like for the rest of the race, which is 7.5 laps, we're going to have STYLN for company. And that's something you don't want to see every day. Through the chicane he's right on us, but there's no way to make a manoeuvre through there, thankfully. And the only real overtaking opportunity that you have at Budapest is on the main straight with DRS. But I'm using Rich here every lap, getting a really good exit from the final corner. And despite the fact that he's really close across the line, 0.2 behind, he can't actually manage to make a manoeuvre into turn 1. Not sure if that's because he's running too much downforce or something, but maybe he needs to make a move at some other point in the track. We're not really vulnerable though through these corners. Very difficult for anyone to make a manoeuvre there, I would suggest. But look, the arrows are there, he's very close. We both have a big gap back to 3rd, so he can afford to make some risky manoeuvres perhaps. And even with the arrows really visible there coming out of this final corner, it's still quite difficult for him to catch up, and we can just go defensive into turn 1 as we do here, and he has nowhere to go to get through as there's just 3 laps remaining at this point, and defending is fairly easy at this track, although we do have him in our mirrors there, and there was a little bit of contact there, and that's the only contact we had in the whole race. But it did put a little bit of gravel on my tyres, and the guys behind did catch up a little bit. It also meant we went a little bit wide later in the lap, but he was unable to take full advantage of that, and perhaps if he had, he may have been able to sneak down the inside at the 3rd to last turn. But then again, we would have been quite well within DRS ourselves, and I believe we were running less downforce. We're finishing the penultimate lap here, and he's as close as he's ever been coming out of the last turn, less than 0.1 in fact. We're going to go to the inside, and he's on the outside, actually going past us for a split second there, as Huzo's only 1.5 behind. We're going to need to squeeze him here to make sure he doesn't come through. He was on our left there quite easily, and we're going to take the middle of the track, turn in, and hug it around the outside. Let's see if we can maintain the lead. Yes, we can, at this point at least. And now Andre's taken P3 from Huzo. And oh, it's very close to their full arrows in the indicator, but there's still no way through for STYLN. And that should be all she wrote for this race, as we're coming into the penultimate corner. And STYLN unable to get past us. For 8 laps he was behind us with the options while we were on the primes. Another classic defensive battle. We're going to win this a 6th race in a row. Fantastically pleased.
Well done, well done.
Huzo manages to round out the podium. Not sure what happened to Andre. Anyhow, the next round will be Belgium. I've been Jacko, and I look forward to a battle in Spa.